Tired of working with digital marketing agencies 1,000 miles away who don't get your community? At Leighton Engage, we keep it local. Real strategists, real people, right here. With a deep understanding of your community, we create campaigns that truly resonate. We pair you with a dedicated local strategist who knows your market and audience inside and out. Tailored solutions, real results, marketing that works.
Leighton Engage. Find your focus.
Hi, this is Dr. Tom Wilson at Detroit Lakes Chiropractic. I'm specialized in neuropathy care for patients. I offer a non-medication treatment for neuropathy and chronic nerve pain. Our exclusive treatment program increases blood flow to the peripheral nerves in the feet and hands, which helps to repair nerves naturally and has returned many of our patients to normal. No surgery, shots, or addictive medications. Our treatment program works 95% of the time when you qualify. If you or someone you know would like to learn more, please call me at Detroit Lakes Chiropractic.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Tuesday morning. Another chilly start to our day. Mary, sitting down at 19 right now below, but we saw at least 26, 27.
26 below. That's what I was told this morning.
Yeah, it is definitely
oh my goodness, it is a crisp one for sure. In fact, we got a text from our friend Kevin, and he said he tried to make his wife feel better because it's 10 degrees where he lives. Tried to make her feel better by showing him, or showing her rather, how cold it was here.
That's kind of sad when you're here. Thank God you're not there.
But I also, and I texted him back, I said we could see near 40 by the weekend. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, just think, that is a 60-degree swing plus.
Oh yeah.
Almost 70.
Well, I mean, especially when you start thinking wind chill.
Right, exactly right.
Or they call it now the feels like.
The feels like.
I'm not a fan of the feels. I'm more of the, hey, it's the wind chill.
It is wind chill, I know. They do that now, though, you're right. It always says feels good instead of here's the wind chill. I think school was even late today because of
Yes, it was. There was a lot of them around the area because of it.
Yeah, and it's just, but wasn't yesterday kind of, oh yeah, they didn't have school.
Didn't have school.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think
it's easy to be 2 hours late or cancel when they don't have school.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy decision.
Right. So I'm glad they did that, though. I mean, these cold temperatures makes it harder for those buses to run. And
the kids waiting for the bus.
Right, exactly. So, a good call on behalf of the school. I mean, it's still so do they go to school like at 10 o'clock then instead or something like that?
10:30. I mean, it's a little warmer.
It's a little better. It is a little better. So what's our expected high today? Are we going to get above zero at all, or is that...
Oh, no.
That's a little much to hope for, I suppose. I don't know what I was thinking.
6 below for our high.
Okay, well, there you go.
2 below for tomorrow's high. So we're warming up.
Hallelujah. Okay. Oh, isn't it funny? So that's one thing that we're going to talk about today. And if you'd like to text how you make these really freezing cold days bearable,
how you get
or go fast, or what are some of the tips and tricks of the trade? I think for me, it's being busy, and no trouble there.
For me, it is staying in here and then going to my car and then going to my parents' house, going right inside, and then going back to my house and staying in.
Right. If you don't have to go anywhere, especially these cold nights, it sure is nice. But we've got a basketball game tonight. So
you do?
Yeah. So I will be out at a basketball game, but that's why there's auto start.
But you can text us 218-321-1926, 218-321-1926. Hit our text line up and, well,
tell us how you get by. How are you going to make this go fast?
What's your secret?
Right. And how are you going to last between now and the weekend? And if you're good enough at planning ahead, you saw this coming, you washed your car, you got your groceries, you did the stuff, you went to the bank. Well, Corey couldn't do that yesterday either. But you did those things anticipating this cold weather.
Yeah.
Because when they say, boy, in the next 4 days, it's going to be 26 degrees below zero, they're usually right.
I wish I could just bundle in.
I know, and they never miss the wind. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Sometimes the temperature or like sunshine versus clouds, sometimes we might miss that a little bit. The wind, they never, ever miss on, it seems. And when they tell you, especially, I watch that kind of stuff in the summer because I hate those windy days at the lake. I hate them.
It's funny though because we got dueling winds. I like the winds from the south, you like the winds from the north.
I know. I hate south wind because you can't do anything.
Because it goes right across your lake. If it's a north wind, it goes across my lake.
Exactly. And those are two big lakes.
Yeah.
And by the time it comes across that whole big giant lake, it's cold and it's wavy, and there's nothing you can do about it. And we're so close to the water that if you stand on our front step and it's a really big wind from the south, it will actually cause splashes that I can feel on the front step.
Yeah, you can probably put 3 of your lake properties between our cabin and the lake.
Okay.
I mean, we're back several hundred yards.
Well, we are right there. So on a windy day, oh my goodness, you really feel it. When the waves crash up over the dock, you know it's a windy day. Well, speaking of icky weather, did you see this yesterday, the Delta flight that crashed?
Yeah.
And it was landing at Toronto, and it resulted in 17 individuals, including a child, transported to hospitals with injuries. It actually flipped all the way over.
You look at that photo and you're like, nobody died?
And I know, and did it go end for end?
I don't know.
It seems like that's about the only way you could turn the whole thing over.
Or a cartwheel.
A cartwheel, maybe.
But yeah, they just keep saying it flipped. Well, how?
Believe it, I know. Well, they said because of the conditions.
Yeah, they said there was snow.
Yeah, anyway.
It's Canada. They should be able to handle that.
Anyway, thankfully, like I said, 17 were brought to the hospital with injuries, but none are life-threatening, so that's good. I guess that doesn't mean that some of them couldn't be severe, but...
They probably have a lot of concussions, people banging their head on the windows and stuff.
Well, I guess that's the reason they tell you to stay in your seatbelt when you're seated and just keep that belt buckled. I guess that makes sense. Anyway, the cause of the crash, which happened during blowing snow and strong winds, left the plane upside down. The cause of that crash is still under investigation, but so far they're blaming it on inclement weather and conditions on the ground.
I'm shocked they're not blaming it on Trump. They seem to blame everything on Trump.
Or climate change.
Or climate change, yes.
Yeah. But looks like both climate change and President Trump are off the hook for this one. Okay, so a polar vortex. That's what they call what we are in. Bringing extreme cold to both the Rockies and the Northern Plains. Wind chills dropping to minus 60, and I think we have been there.
Yep.
They're saying in North Dakota. Finally, we're getting a little bit of recognition. I know it's not West Central Minnesota, but North Dakota, close enough. Minus 50 in Montana. National Weather Service issued extreme cold warnings for an 11-state area, and then floods in the eastern United States have now resulted in 13 deaths. So just crazy weather across the country, it seems.
Trying to see what our coldest wind chill was in the overnight.
Boy, it had to be cold. Thankfully, like this morning, I don't know what it says right now, but I had an early morning meeting, and getting out at 6:30 this morning, it was kind of an eye-opener. However, there was no wind, at least at that point, so that made it just a little bit better.
About 4:30, we hit 46 below wind chill.
Okay, well,
that's it.
That's cold enough.
We were hitting that midday yesterday. So.
Right. Yesterday was awful, though.
Yeah.
And yesterday we had wind, northwest wind to go with those cold temps. So my car just ran practically the whole day yesterday. If I wasn't sitting here at work, if I pulled in to get groceries, if I pulled in to get whatever, I just left my car run.
Yep.
So I went through a lot of gas probably yesterday, but it was worth it.
I had to laugh. My wife, who's home from surgery, so she can't leave the house. She was so desperate to get out of the house for a second or so. She's like, "I'll start your car." I'm like, Okay.
Okay, I'll let you
I'm
do
not going to
that.
argue, but
No.
it's cold.
It is cold. Anyway, there is the first human case of bird flu has been reported,
Wow.
with a woman hospitalized by the virus linked to her backyard flock. Nearly 70 cases have been reported so far in the U.S. Symptoms are mild in most cases, but the hospitalized woman experienced unusually severe symptoms. I don't know what, if they're flu-like.
Yeah, normally that doesn't jump from bird to people, but that's actually kind of concerning considering how much bird flu we have around us. I
Right.
mean, the natural amount of just regular wild animals around birds that have it.
And there is with birds, turkeys, chickens, that kind of thing, when one gets it in the flock, it's just rampant, and they have to kill tens of thousands of birds sometimes.
That's why there's so much, I want to say biosecurity
Yes.
for, major flocks.
Right. You really, it gets into a flock and it just, it spreads quickly. The Trump administration fired hundreds of new support staff employees at the Federal Aviation Administration.
Well, that's probably not a good idea.
Despite understaffing concerns after a fatal crash in Washington, D.C., the workers' union criticized the move for neglecting mission-critical needs and compromising public safety. What do you think?
I'd have to see what their actual duties were. If they went and got photocopies or went and got coffee, I'm okay with it. But if they were, in the tower, that's a problem. Or at least on their way to become
But don't you
people.
think, really honestly, I think this administration has enough common sense that they would keep the people that were
You'd like to
essential. What
think.
you'd like to think. I don't know that. However, and you and I think agree, and so many people are in agreement with us. Of course, probably the same amount on the other side of things. But people do agree that there was a lot of fat in the federal government, and I think a lot of people, even if they don't want to admit it, are happy that some of this money is going to be saved and some of these crazy, ridiculous, nothing jobs are going to be cut. However, and I felt like that, but I talked to a government employee yesterday who I know well, and I don't know exactly what her position is, but she is a government employee. And when I talked to her yesterday, I hadn't talked to her in a while, and I said, "Hey, how are you?" And she said, "Well, I've been better." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, what's up?" And she said, "Well, the media hates us government employees." And she said, "I am potentially on the chopping block."
Oh.
So she probably will know more today about whether or not her position would have been one of these positions cut. But she is the one and only person that I have talked to that works for the federal government who is concerned about her job, of course. Now, again, hers is something in forestry somewhere, and I don't know exactly what she does. What I do know is it was a 2-year program, and so maybe since it was a short-term thing and it was
Is it a 2-year program and she's coming up on 2 years?
Right. And so that could be potentially the cause for her losing her job, if she in fact does. But still,
Well, you don't want to lose your job.
You don't want to lose your job. But it sort of changed my perspective a bit, maybe. And granted, there's a lot of fat out there. But a piece of me feels...
But each piece of that fat's a person.
Yeah, exactly. And so while we're cheerleading, saving money for the government, like you said, everyone who loses a job, everything cut is actually people.
Yep.
So I don't know, there's a part of me that I say good, but I feel bad, kind of.
Yeah.
I think that's hard. It's a hard line to draw for sure. Let's see what else we have for you. Measles outbreak in Texas. the outbreak, I don't know what number you have to hit before you call it an outbreak, but we are talking about all of Texas, and it's 48 cases.
And normally those 48 are going to be concentrated in one neighborhood.
This is the state's worst in 30 years. 13 hospitalizations. So is that...
That's enough for an outbreak.
Okay. Other states have also reported cases. Lower vaccination rates are fueling the spread, is what they're saying, with public health authorities emphasizing the importance of high vaccination coverage. Well, that's great. But I'll tell you why people are not vaccinating anymore.
Because they got lied to
Oh my
the COVID.
goodness. During the COVID thing, we got handed a bill of goods. And people lost their jobs, and it was awful. And we were lied to so many times about that vaccination.
And it's sad because...
But now nobody trusts anybody.
Yeah, vaccinations or vaccines that actually work and are proven to be safe.
Measles, think how long we've been getting measles vaccinations.
It's one of those things where the problem is, though, everybody doesn't trust the government anymore. Nobody trusts vaccines.
Exactly right. And not just the government, but nobody trusts pharmaceutical companies anymore either.
Well, they deal with the fat. They want their shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Even at Ozempic, either GH1, B54, whatever it's called.
GLD1, I think, is what they're calling them. But do you see all the ads on TV now that are, hey, we've got this brand and it's way cheaper, more effective, you'll lose weight more quickly. So,
meet with one of our doctors online.
Online, oh my goodness.
What do you have to do? I'm going to step on a scale.
I have gotten so jaded with the pharmaceutical companies that I don't even buy vitamins anymore because I think, what is even in this?
Hopefully vitamins.
Well, again, who do we believe anymore? And that is the reason that we're seeing outbreaks, because people are saying, you know what? I'm not doing that.
There's a lot of trust lost during the COVID.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and we can blame... There's
Anthony Fauci, for one.
Handful of people we can blame. Anthony Fauci being at the top of the list.
I still love how did you come up with the 6 feet? I don't know, we just pulled out a number.
We just made it up.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, we just made it up. Well, that's good science. Yeah, we love that. Anyway, so that is going on. So, but I think there's so many reasons why people don't get vaccinated anymore. Because we're scared.
You're scared.
We don't know what's in it.
But there's a lot of vaccines that you need to get, though.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, coming up on the bottom of the hour, we'll take a break. The markets are back in action today, and we'll be back with more on Morning Talk.
And keep texting in. We'll go through some of your texts on the other side of the break. 321-1926. 321-1926. How do you pass the cold time? How do you stay warm?
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Whether you're doing dishes, tackling laundry duty, or getting those little humans clean, with an electric water heater, you're always saving money because electric water heaters are super efficient. And with rebates, bill credits, or low off-peak rates, you save even more. Otter Tail Power Company is here to help. Visit otpco.com/waterheating.
Hey there, local farmers. Tired of the hassle of processing and butchering your livestock? They've got you covered at Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, your trusted partner in meat processing. From custom cuts to expert butchering, they handle it all with care and precision. Whether it's beef, pork, or lamb, they deliver a quality you can count on. Serving Fergus Falls and the Lakes area, they're proud to support local farmers just like you. Call them today at Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, where quality meets tradition.
Community Privacy is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
Text SPORTS to 321-1926 for the latest KBRF sports broadcast schedule.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guide to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls. Even when a crop is insured through standard insurance options, it may not always be enough. A supplemental coverage option or enhanced coverage option can provide extra protection. SEO and ECO provide area-based coverage that could ensure yields as high as 95%. To find out if an SEO or ECO endorsement is right for you, contact the insurance team at Ag Country Farm Credit Services. Ag Country, focused on ag, focused on you. Ag Country is an equal opportunity lender and provider.
Markets this hour brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a customer-owned cooperative.
Good morning. Market update on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Randy Conan. Grain markets trading mixed. Wheat on the downside, corn and beans slightly higher here, hanging on to some 1-2 cent gains. Wheat market seeing a little bit of a back and fill. Corn and soybean markets quietly firmer. Bauer trading analyst Ben Cash says traders are watching that winter wheat crop.
Cold temps here in the U.S. maybe causing some issues without these winter wheat crops without snow cover on them, but then over in Russia and Ukraine as well, they've gone through a drought and they're dealing with some cold temps there too, and some light snow cover. So there's some concerns out there, starting to catch some traders' eyes on the wheat side of things. But for corn and beans, we are higher here today, which is a little encouraging. Corn, obviously, that S&D table and the fundamentals behind it still remain quite strong. Funds, still holding a hefty long position. Weather has improved, though, for Argentina. We've seen some good rains Friday into Saturday, and actually the forecast here for the remainder of February looks a little more favorable for crops.
Well, the livestock market is fairly quiet.
Seen a little pullback in the cattle market today. On the fat cattle, feeders are slightly higher, but looking at the chart situation there for the cattle, it looks like we could have some more downside. Funds are starting to liquidate some of that. Then over on hogs, very lofty long still even on the hogs, and hogs are performing quite well today, up 130 there on the June. Test over 106 earlier, pulled back a little bit here, but yeah, very strong hog market right now.
Cash cattle market quiet this morning, pretty slow. Cutouts expected to be mixed on light to moderate box movement. You're listening to the Red River Farm Network. Are you a farmer looking to stay on top of the trends in the industry? Attend the International Crop Expo February 19th and 20th at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks. This free event includes seminars and a trade show featuring over 100,000 square feet of farm machinery and vendors. Hear from keynote speakers John Newton, Wally Wardner, and Bobby Sandrial. The International Crop Expo at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks, February 19th and 20th. Learn more at cropexpo.com. Unique farming operations need unique financial solutions. Ag Country Farm Credit Services offers customized financing that fits any size farm, ranch, or agribusiness. The next time you're in the market for more land, equipment, facilities, or maybe even an operating loan, contact the team at Ag Country. They know agriculture and will work for you. Ag Country. Focused on ag, focused on you. Ag Country is an equal opportunity lender. I'm Mark Apple with an American Agriculture History Minute, brought to you by AgriLiquid. Calibrate from AgriLiquid provides nitrogen and sulfur and designed to support early season growth. Visit agriliquid.com to learn more about Calibrate. After a long, dry trek across what is now Nebraska and Kansas, early settlers saw little or no value when crossing over to what is now Colorado. The soil was even sandier than that in western Kansas, western Nebraska. Rivers were unnavigable. That all changed in the late 1800s when word of gold and silver strikes spread. Much of early Colorado agriculture, in fact, got its start serving the expanding mining industry. Railroads finally reached Denver in 1870, and newcomers arrived by rail cars and not by wagon trains. That's today's American Agriculture History Minute. I'm Mark Apple. March wheat Minneapolis is down 3/4 of a penny at 6.32 3/4. Chicago March wheat's down 2 3/4, 5.97 1/4. Kansas City March wheat down 3.5, 6.17 3/4. March corn up a penny and 3/4 at 4.98. New crop December a penny higher, 4.74. March soybeans 3/4 higher at 10.36 3/4. New crop November a penny and a quarter higher, 10.53 1/4. March canola is up 20 cents a metric ton. April live cattle down $1.15 at 193.10. June's down 95 cents. March feeder cattle $1.17 higher at 267.52. April's up 55 cents. April lean hogs $1.30 higher at 93.90. May up $1.27. This is the Red River Farm Network. Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away you hear what happened at the Minnesota legislature yesterday. Then at 3:06, how about them House Democrat recalls? Then the latest from Dolan on if anyone else wants to run for U.S. Senate. At 4:06, hear the West Side Liquor Wine Line with Jeff Anderson, and then hear fellow Ox listeners' Horns of the Week. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF. What's the Ox say?
American Federal Bank in Fergus Falls is proud to support all area FFA students, including the Fergus Falls FFA chapter. Under advisors Melody Lundquist and Dennis Woodsky, it's 45 members strong. This year's president is Brooklyn Walden, vice president Hope Newlibe, treasurers Lydia Anderson, and reporter Abigail Tuxet. American Federal Bank in Fergus Falls is proud to support all area FFA students. Your trusted advisors in agricultural, business, and personal banking. American Federal Bank, member FDIC.
Wherever you're going, we're going to the Otter Express. The Otter Express is offering free rides Monday, February 24th through Friday, February 28th in Pelican Rapids, Barnesville, and Battle Lake. Please see OtterExpress.com and Otter Express on Facebook for further details on free rides for Pelican Rapids, Barnesville, and Battle Lake. Wherever you're going, we're going to the Otter Express.
Newstalk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. Check in that forecast. Warming up to a balmy 6 below today. 22 below for tonight's low. We'll hit 2 below for tomorrow's high. 17 below for tomorrow night's low. Back above 0 on Thursday. Up around 5 for Thursday's high. 6 below Thursday night's low. And then 19 Friday, 33 Saturday, 35 Sunday, Merry Monday, 41. 41 degrees.
Okay. I feel like doing a cartwheel. If you could keep me on camera while I was doing a cartwheel, I would do it for you.
Right now, currently sitting in at 15 below. My phone's not giving me the feels like, and so I can't tell you what the wind chill is, but it's not bad compared to what we've had lately.
Right. There isn't too much wind out there, so...
This feels like 33 below.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. Morning Talk brought to you by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. I want to make sure I get that in real quick.
Okay. Well, we'd love to hear from you. How do you survive this cold? What do you do? Give us some tips. Give us some tricks.
We've only got a couple texting in so far. Again, 321-1926, 321-1926. Well, I'll keep you anonymous, so you don't have to worry about me saying who you are, where you're from. But we got one person that says, I just stay inside.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
That's the best if you can do that.
And then the other one said, cuddle up with a loved one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
nice. You might
Well, there you go.
That'll keep you warm. But 321-1926, let's hear from you. Morning Talk Magazine, 321-1926. Give us a text. Let us know how you stay warm on these very cold days.
I actually Googled it. Like, I don't know if it's the top 10 or whatever it is, ways to get through really cold weather. And I think the people who wrote this don't even have a clue what kind of cold we have here. But here's the very first one, and this will shock you. Get outside whenever you can. Now,
That's kind of defeating the purpose of
kind
staying
of
warm.
is. But anyway, that's what they say. But anyway, they say you shouldn't stay indoors all winter. If it's cold out there, really cold, you have to, you might have to make some different decisions. And whoever wrote this probably does not live where we live, and so they don't really get this, that you can't be outside more than 10 minutes,
They're probably like, it's a balmy, 33 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. So here's what they say. There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing.
Lies.
There's a little truth in that.
Yeah, I mean, your clothing really will make or break you, but there's weather that it doesn't matter what you wear.
Oh, well, that's true. Obviously, there is such a thing as bad weather, but there really is bad clothing. And I think some of the styles don't work very well in this kind of weather, but some people just want to be stylish. And here's what I'm talking about. Jeans that, are all ripped up at the bottom.
Those are dumb.
And they expose your ankles, and nobody wears socks under them.
And then people like the cuts in the knees.
So, yes, I don't get that at all. I mean, some pairs of jeans, you see more skin than you see denim.
Hey, check it out. I'm going to look like I'm a hobo.
That is the last thing I need is, my thighs spilling out of my jeans. I'm just not a fan. But I do have some that are kind of ripped up at the bottom, and for me, I'm 5'10" and all legs, and so those are even shorter on me than they are on normal people. So you have these exposed ankles. Let me tell you, when you leave a basketball game at 9 o'clock at night and it's 28 below, your ankles are going to be cold.
Wear socks.
Yeah, I just say either just stray from fashion for an evening. I haul out the smart wool socks. I've told you about those.
Yep.
Haul out those socks, and I've got wind pants, or even I've got a pair of pants that are windstopper on the outside and fleece on the inside.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That's what I wear in this kind of stuff.
When I have to go outside, say I've got to go snowball in this weather, I use fleece-lined jeans and then a little pair of snow pants.
Yeah, yep, me too. And these snow pants are the greatest. Somebody gave them to me as a gift one time, and they're just great. Because you can wear them indoors, they just look like kind of a pair of sweatpants,
Yeah.
But they're fleece lined, and it's that windstopper fabric on the outside, so they really, really are good. So another tip, just have the right clothing. A couple of years ago, I think for my birthday, John gave me just the best parka. And it goes down to my knees, almost beyond.
Oh, that's what you want.
And it is the warmest jacket I've ever had. It's got a hood with fur around it. It's just great. And very, very rarely do I get cold in that jacket. So anyway, I think having the right clothes, certainly part of it. How about this? Write a list of things that are positive about winter.
Lies.
Now, there are some positives about winter. We didn't say about 20.
Yeah, you're right about winter.
Okay. So they say things like drinking hot chocolate regularly with no guilt.
The person that wrote this, I think, sits outside and sings Kumbaya.
Maybe. Making a list of shows and movies that we want to watch.
Why make a list? You're stuck indoors. Go watch them.
Watching those shows under a cozy blanket. That's good. Gathering a pile of books that you've been wanting to read. Well, just because it's cold doesn't mean that we can all stay home.
No.
We gotta go to work.
Some of us work.
Spend weekend afternoons baking treats and trying out new recipes.
Yeah, that's always a winner.
It is a winner.
Doesn't matter if it's a hot day, cold day, whatever.
That's always kind of fun. I like to try new recipes.
Oh, I try them all the time. I find them on Facebook, and it's just like, ladies and gentlemen, let's give this a shot. Is it going to be any good? So I tested Jen and I.
The recipe that that ended up being so good.
Jen and I will try something out, and then if it's good enough, we'll have the kids eat it too.
Okay.
But if it's bad, then we'll never talk of it again.
Yeah. But you know what? It's rare that you have something that just totally flops.
Oh, I've had a couple.
I did a soup over the weekend too. That it was like a creamy. I don't even know. I mean, there's heavy cream in it, so what could go wrong, right?
Yeah.
And there was big hunks of spicy Italian sausage.
Oh, that's nice.
It was so good. And then you're supposed to use broken up lasagna noodles.
Okay.
But instead, I used that capitavi. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah.
It's like a corkscrew pasta, and it's maybe 2 inches long.
Yes, I just call it spiral pasta.
But it's heavy. It's really a lot heavier. And it calls for you to cook the lasagna noodles. So instead, I used these other noodles, and I did not cook them. So not so long before serving, I just put the hard noodles into the hot soup. And then it stayed firm. And then I added sausage-filled tortellini that right before we ate, I tossed that in. And that was really good. So I had 2 wins over the weekend with 2 brand new recipes.
There's been a couple things where I've made where both Jen and I look at each other and just try to figure out who's going to throw theirs first. So who's gonna, it's like, wow, this recipe is not for us.
Okay, all right. Well, that happens sometimes. Okay, this is a girl thing. Get some new scented candles and enjoy those, or put up some twinkly lights.
I'm not a scented candle person.
I do love scented candles, but I have them going all the time.
Those little wax things that people use all the time, those are hit or miss too. It really smells good, or I'm going to gag.
There's actually a story in the news about
banning them?
Scented wax melts. Do they create indoor pollution?
My view is yes.
It says that there is a study that discovered that scented wax melts could be creating significant indoor pollution. While these melts are alternatives to traditional candles, researchers found that whatever is released by these waxes are comparable to those emitted by combustion-based scented candles, gas stoves, diesel engines, and natural gas engines. Wow. And here I thought I was doing good by just melting wax instead of actually burning it.
Some of them just absolutely stink to high heaven. I mean, it's nasty.
Indoor air quality is often overlooked in the design and the management of the buildings that we live and work in. And I don't care what anybody says, I'm still going to burn candles, and I'm still going to melt wax.
They're talking about like modern buildings. I mean, my house was built in like 1908. That thing, you can watch the wind go through it. I mean, it's not exactly going to be worried. I'm not worried about, carbon dioxide or, the pollutions of a candle.
Right,
because
exactly.
Nothing breathes.
We've got too much to worry about already, so let's not add that to the pile. Here's a good one. Just go to bed early and get more sleep because it's darker, so you could do that. Let's see. Sweaters, cardigans, your favorite sweaters, your favorite heavy stuff. A lot of people love to pull out their heavy sweaters. Choose sweaters that go like to your knees. I can be on board with that.
Can you imagine how big a sweater they'd go to my knees?
That would be a big sweater for you, yes.
I'm 6'6". That thing has got to be, wow.
Putting bird feeders out and just watching them. But the problem is you have to go outside and refill them.
Yeah.
I don't love bird feeders because I don't love bird poop.
I call it cat TV. I put them out there and say the cats get something to watch.
I know my mom and dad used to really love watching the birds, though. So if that is your entertainment, hey, go for it. I don't love this one. Weekend laziness in pajamas. I can't stay in pajamas all day. Can't do it.
I mean, I'll put on
I feel like
sweatpants.
such a slug. Well, yeah, sweats, but that's not pajamas.
Yeah, I don't wear pajamas, so that makes it difficult.
Okay. Improve your winter hot drink selection. Okay, so here's something that I do. I try to, we try to drink a lot of water.
Yep.
But on these freezing cold days, ice cold water just makes you colder.
That's why you just drink just cold water.
Okay, so here's an option. And I know this sounds boring, but I think you will find it not so bad. I squeeze a fresh lemon into hot water.
Okay.
Like boiling water you'd make tea with, so it's hot. A squeeze of lemon and maybe a tablespoon of honey, or maybe a teaspoon of honey.
Well, that work.
There's just
tea without tea.
It kind of. There's a hint of sweet and that lemon, and you don't feel like you're just drinking hot water, but it doesn't make you cold.
Yeah.
So that's an option. My son-in-law works outdoors, and that's what he does.
Yeah, because you've got to stay hydrated. That's one of the key things.
Yeah, let's see what are some of their other, they say what you eat makes a difference too. So basically saying comfort food. And they say sometimes introduce something that you enjoy in the summer, but eat it in the winter. Makes you feel good. Like we grilled hamburgers on Sunday.
Okay.
It tasted so good to have a hamburger on the grill. Because it's something we don't normally do this time of year, you know?
Yeah. We did get a couple more to pass along. One of them said, at this age, I recall my mother's adage not to wish my life away, and I haven't missed any events that I want to attend unless it was canceled. This is winter in Minnesota. Bloom where you're planted.
Yeah, that's great advice, and that's what we should do.
And then this person says, I'd love to do some baking, but I think I should conserve the electricity so it won't be a problem for other people. I mean, people get electricity. Just get out there and get some baking in.
Yeah,
You're not going to use it a lot.
I say bake.
Bake away.
Here's one that I love. Read books.
Well, yeah.
That makes, that...
Wasn't that earlier?
No.
Wait, no, they said find the books you want to read.
Yes. Yeah, now we're actually reading them. Stay connected with friends and family. So if you're just staying home, this is a good time to pick up the phone and say, hey, you got time to visit for a little bit?
What you doing?
Yeah, so you could do that. And, during COVID, none of us got to, we didn't get to see them, so we had to... Those are terrible memories.
They were unprecedented memories.
Yeah, they were. Give into your desire to hibernate. So basically, go to bed early, curl up somewhere cozy, take a nap during the day if you wish.
If I try that, my wife comes in and says, are you going to function today?
Yeah, I'm not
planning on functioning today.
I'm not a napper. Now, don't get me wrong. I can veg on the couch and watch a movie, maybe two, or several,
I can lay in bed all day.
Oh, not me.
I got my TV in there. I've got the video games.
Nope. We don't, I will not allow a TV in the bedroom. So.
Nice. I don't know how John does it.
Nope, won't do that. They say to approach winter like a child.
Screaming and crying?
Look out the window as the first snow falls and sigh, but see how delighted your kids and your grandkids are. And I do that because I go out to the fish house even when it's very cold, or we go sledding even when it's very cold. My grandkids just love to be outside, and so sometimes you just gotta, buck up and join them.
Yeah, my first snowfall is just a reminder, hey, did you fix the lawnmower, or did you fix the snowball?
Exactly. How about this one? Do some winter good deeds. So maybe if you're baking, bake something and run it over to the neighbors quick.
Well, you should always do good deeds. It doesn't need to be cold for that.
No, it doesn't. But it'll warm your heart.
One of the things I do is I usually snowball my neighbors, and I've got a neighbor who's been snowballing me if I've been at work. So a big shout out. I don't know who it is. I thought it was my new neighbor Zach, but it's not. So I'm kind of curious which neighbor is snowballing us. And
thank you. Okay, I like this one. Plan some things for you to look forward to. Now that could be. It could be a weekend getaway. It could be a trip to somewhere warm. It could be something super simple, like having friends over for dinner, or You know what? Do a potluck. I love potluck because it's no big giant work for anybody, right?
Yeah.
And people don't mind bringing something.
But then you've got so-and-so doesn't know how to cook. Oh, I don't want to eat that.
Well, I suppose it depends on who you're inviting. But I like that. Plan something to look forward to. And it doesn't have to be a big something.
No.
Cozy up your home while you're stuck inside. So, and here's a good tip. And I do this from time to time. Just move things around. Like something that you have on a chest of drawers or on an end table or something in one room, switch it out, move things around.
I hate that.
Oh, I love that.
Because then I don't know where my stuff is, and then I always say to never be seen again.
If it's decor, well,
it's not decor, it's like, where'd my laptop go?
Oh, well, I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about, like, taking something off a shelf and moving it to a different room, or swapping things out, or take the throw that's laying over the back of the green chair and move it into the bedroom, or, just little subtle changes like that can make you feel like, I just redecorated. You're looking at me like, wow, that is the dumbest idea ever.
Well, I'm a guy.
You are a guy, for sure. So they say get out the cozy blankets, the furry cushions, and you can do things to your bedroom, your home office, and you can cozy them up with, pillows and throws. And
okay, as a guy,
that's girl stuff.
As a guy, women, please stop with the pillows. Throw pillows that you don't use. They just get in the way.
Throw pillows are made out of.
If you have to move a pillow to sit down, the pillow doesn't need to be there.
Okay, you are such a guy.
It doesn't need to be there. I'm telling you, it doesn't need to be there.
Yes, it does.
So
you should see my bed. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Seriously?
10 pillows on my bed.
John, you're killing us.
10.
You're killing us.
10.
So let me get it straight. Every time you go to bed, you have to move those 10 pillows, and then when you get up in the morning, make your bed, you got to put the things back up.
I do.
And so those pillows are there to be decorative while you're away. So while you're here, while you're at work, you know that your pillows are,
perfect.
being phenomenal on your bed, but as soon as you want to use your bed and you're in there, you got to toss them.
Well, you could make that argument with making your bed, too. But I'm not going to leave my bed unmade just because I'm not there to look at it be made every day.
I'm not there to make my bed.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I can't do that. Let's see. Treat yourself to some winter luxuries, because you and I are never going to agree on the pillow thing. Winter luxuries like thermal base layers. I've got my cuddle duds on underneath this quilted jacket today. That's a luxury. Cuddle duds.
Cuddle duds.
Yep. They make them for men, too. It's like a base layer.
Unless it's a milk, I'm not going to go with a dud.
Wool socks, a super soft scarf. If your neck is warm, especially if you've got short hair like me or bald head like you, do you ever wear a scarf?
Every once in a while.
Oh my
depends
gosh,
on what I'm
that
doing.
feels so good. Or else I button it up to the top. Well, anyway, hopefully we've helped you get through winter a little bit. But anyway, sounds like that's going to wrap things up. Boy, time flies.
Went fast.
Yeah. All right, coming up on 10 o'clock, that is going to wrap up our show. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. Have a great day.